Alright y'all, my name is Albert Lebel and welcome to another episode of the famous Stocklock Sunday. This time around we're going to do this basic, I'd call it a basic, a SCHLAGE keyed doorknob entry doorknob, I guess you'd call it, from one of my local home suppliers. This one was on sale, so that's why I got it. It was actually like 40% off of that, so which is $24.97, so I got a steal on it, so that's why I got it. Now I am going to put a link to another video that I did with the quick set doorknob on my other mock-up, which was really awful. I want to give a shout out to my buddy Mr. Bacardi for hooking me up with this display. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing installed in our mock-up door, and then we'll come right back and take a look at this SCHLAGE doorknob. Okay? Alright, hold tight. Okay guys, so we're back with the SCHLAGE doorknob. We got it installed in our mock-up front door. I want to give a shout out to my buddy, he's a locksmith, Mr. Bacardi, for hooking me up with this door display too, because it's absolutely phenomenal. If you see the link that where I picked the quick set doorknob, you'll see my mock-up was absolutely awful. So Bill, thank you so much for this one. It's beautiful. So we got this thing installed in our, let's say, our door. Everything's hooked up. It works fine. Everything's fine. I do want to point out something real quick too before we get to the actual lock. When you're installing these things, a lot of people, when they pull their door shut, they want to hear that second click and they think their front door is safe. It's not. When this is the part that goes on the door jamb, and ideally it would be like this right here. See if I can come in just a little bit more. Ideally, you want it like this. The screw holes should line up when the door is completely shut. That pin in the back should stay pressed in when the door is shut. That pin in the back, that's what keeps it from being able to be shimmed open via the door jamb itself. When that pin is pushed in, this locking ball, if you will, cannot be pushed in. If you pull that door shut and you hear that second click, you don't want that, because then they can shim it from the side of the door jamb, you know, usually depending on the trim, but then you can push that whole thing in and open up the door. You don't want that to happen. If that's the case on your door, you might be able to take this tab and bend it over a little bit to keep that pin pushed in. Maybe get some help from a locksmith or something, but you want that pin pushed in when the door is completely shut. If you can pull it farther and you hear that, that's a bad thing. Okay, you don't want that. Alright, so just wanted to point that out. Okay, let's flip it around and get to the lock. So everything's working fine. I'm going to go ahead and lock it back up. Now what's cool is, again, I'm going to put a link to that quick set one I did. It was so bad, you can open it in pretty much any way. Rake it, zip it, rock it. This one here, it's pretty good. We got some decent bitting on the key, meaning highs and lows, for those of you that don't know. And these SCHLAGEs are a little bit more paracentric than the quickset. Quicksets are pretty wide open, meaning lock pickers like myself, we can get pretty much any tool in our arsenal into the hole. The SCHLAGEs limit us a little bit more. They're not gnarly like like some of the locks. Even the Yales are pretty gnarly, but this one at least is headed in that direction. So it limits us a little bit more. Now I did try raking it, rocking it. I tried everything I could, zipping it. I could not do this lock. Part of it's because of the slightly paracentric keyway and that kind of bitting. So I give them hats off to that. But what we can do for Stocklock Sunday is pick it open. So I'm going to grab my tensioner. We do have it locked. I'll put it in the top of the lock over here. And grab my Sparrows. I guess it'd be a short hook from Sparrows. We're good on the camera, we're good. Let me go like this a little bit. That's fine. Alright, so I'm going to go and start in the back of the lock, get my pick in there. Bring it around. And like I said, these are a little bit more paracentric, so they work a little bit better. So, pop pin. This is a 5-pin lock, so 5, Okay, we got a little bit of movement. Now what I'm going to do is just look for any pin that kind of gives me a clue what it wants to do. Pin 1. Set it. I'm just feeling the lock. Seeing what it's saying to me. 5. I might have overset. Let me come back. So 5. 5 is set. 4. Yeah, I overset something. Let's let it drop. Okay, 2. Just like that. And now I'm looking for something to give me some kind of, oh, it's all the way in the back. It's that 5th one. We dropped it. Okay. That's going to be the trickier one. Got to bring it back a little bit. There it goes. Made it set. Come up front. I think it's 3. Made it set. Pin. Right here. There it went. And it's open. So again, like if you have the option, you go to the store. I got a local Lowe's. I don't know if you got a Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever you got, and you have the option between the quick set locking door handle or the SCHLAGE. In my opinion, I'd go with the SCHLAGE every time. Just that's my 2 cents. Again, because it doesn't have such a wide open keyway. Some of the tools are limited. Now, let's face it, like a thief, a burglar, they're really not going to pick your lock anyway. But hey, if you can up the security, you know, by just choosing the other lock, why not do that? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's all we got for this episode of Stock Lock Sunday. I just wanted to share this this beautiful SCHLAGE. Now this is one of the lower cost ones just because it's got the little cheap handle and whatnot, but you spend a few more bucks and you get the fancier handle. It's most likely you're going to have the same lock inside the fancier handle, you know, until you start spending a whole lot of money and got a different lock inside. But usually they got the same kick cylinder inside of them, or pretty much the same. So that'll do it. That'll wrap up this episode of Stock Lock Sunday. Thanks so much, and do check out the link for the other for the quick set one that I did. I'll put it below. All right, so that's it. Thank you all so much, and remember to tune in Wednesday for we'll select the winners for the 800 subscriber giveaway. All right, so that's it. Thank you all so much. Big Al signing off.